Hi everybody, this is Diane. Welcome to my channel. This is, I think this is going to be a Tag Tuesday, which is a hashtag hosted by Sherry Brown. Turquoise Dreaming is her channel. I will leave that linked below so you can go to her channel and find her Tag Tuesday videos, and she has links to all the other participants in Tag Tuesday. So, but first, before we get started, I just wanted to show you what I did last night as I was kind of tidying up from my last project. I had all of these little scraps left over from the last few projects that I'd just been saving because they're papers that I painted or printed. There's a little gingham printed on that, and they were scraps. And that one's a stamped plaid, and I just didn't want to. I thought I could make little embellishments with those pretty colored pieces. So I just did some stamping on the pieces that were colored, sprayed. So those Tim Holtz quote stamps are skinny, so you can fit them on a skinny piece. And I have these little circles in different sizes for the small spaces. And that's a Tim Holtz stamp. Look at this funny scrap. I just didn't want to throw it away. So I stamped that, which will be a fun accent somewhere, and that little circle fit there. This was just a scrap of coffee dyed file folder. It has, whoops. It has the score lines so that the folder will fold around your papers if it gets thick. And these are the ones that I stamped, the plaid. I might use these in the journal I'm making next. I'm not going to talk too much about the journal that I'm making. I wanted the limited edition also. We'll talk about that in the next video, I think. But I am going to make some tags that might go in there. And then I was having so much fun with this, and I already had a bunch of stamps out, so I pulled out my, well, this was already sitting on my desk. It's just a basket of paper strips and other pieces that I want to probably stamp on or make other kinds of embellishments with. Sorry. So I pulled out some of those and did some more stamping. So I had fun doing that last night, and I cleaned up my stamps too before I went to bed. Well, today I am going to take some tags and we're going to play. I have my sprays. I want to show you. This is a metal, I think it's a desk organizer, and I think it was my husband's, but he gave it to me when he didn't want it anymore. And I had used it for various things, but for a long time I've been using it to hold my spray bottles. So I just kind of sorted them out and cleaned out this container. It had some other things in it that I needed to take them out so I could make room for the sprays that I'm making with food coloring. So in this divided section right here, I have all the Tim Holtz distress sprays and just my bottle of water. And then in the next section, I have Heidi Swap and Dilutions, Diane Reevely Dilutions. I usually would find them on clearance, and I would just pick up whatever colors they had on clearance. These bottles are Heidi Swap and Dilutions, but they got clogged and I couldn't clean them out, so I put them in a new bottle. And over here are my homemade ones, and there's room for more because I've just gotten started making my food coloring ones. I had made some before using this gel food coloring from Hobby Lobby. It's called AmeriColor, So I still have some of these in their spray bottles. But I did show on a video a little while ago that I got this box of food coloring from Amazon. I used it for testing some of the sprays I made today. So you get 36 colors in there, and those bottles look like this. So there's not a lot in there, but you don't need a whole lot. I wanted some paler colors. I love these colors for some things, but I needed some paler colors too. And I have to put quite a bit in here. Like I started with, I think it was 6 drops today, and then I added a couple more, and I could even add more because they're pretty pale, but that's what I want. So I don't want to go too dark. If I'm spraying and I want it darker, I can add more. So that's what all of these are, or my homemade sprays. I have this in here, which is from Winsor Newton, Iridescent Medium. I found that on Amazon. I'm not going to link everything here. You can go to Amazon and look. I don't know how to create an Amazon shopping list for my channel. I just don't know how to do that. I wish I did. But I put that, it's a liquid, and like it says, it's iridescent. So I put that in some. I would have a separate section where I would, if I wanted iridescent in this color, I would make a separate bottle with that color and add some iridescent, just so I have some of it that doesn't have the iridescent. And then just back here are some, I think that was a food coloring one too. I'll move it up. Green grass. Leaf green, I know, was a food coloring one. But they're not the new food coloring ones. So, and this one does have iridescent in it. You can even see it stuck on the bottle. So those are just little leftover bottles, miscellaneous ones. I just wanted to show that to you because we'll probably be using some of these. And now let's just get started. So I don't really have a plan, except I want to gesso my tags. I'm using this Amazon shipping tags instead of creating my own from file folders. So I'm going to put some gesso on these tags and then spray or paint, because I did bring my paints in here too, my bottles of craft paints. That's way more than I need. You don't need a thick layer of gesso. It's even okay if you can still see the vanilla through it. You just want something that your paint or your color will stick to. And I'm going to try spraying some with without the gesso too, just so we can see the difference. So I'm going to let this gesso dry and we'll do some spraying without the gesso. I don't think the gesso will take very long to dry, especially the ones that I don't have so much on. See that one? That one's more like it. It's just a dry gesso. Okay, so I think what I need to do is scrape some of this off. And just gesso some cards. I didn't mean to goop so much out of my bottle. That's okay, because I want to have a bunch gessoed anyway. So I'm excited about the next project I'm going to do. So I hope that you will tune in. Probably tomorrow we will get to do a kind of a showing you what the supplies are that I have for it and get started on it. I think we're going to work on the covers tomorrow. Alright, so I've got those with the gesso on them. I want to get the gesso up. Oops. Boy, I'm beating up my tripod, my camera today. Sorry about that. Just want to get some of this gesso off of my brush. I think I got this at Walmart. It's Daler Rowney acrylic gesso. But it doesn't matter where you get your gesso. I've had this for quite a long time. I don't use it that much. I'm going to set these down to dry. I am such a messy creator. How many of you are messy creators? You kind of have to be in some way, but some of us are messier than others. Now, I think I want to use some brighter colors with this, so I'm going to try stamping on it first and then spraying, so we don't have to wait for it to dry. I got a whole bunch of stamps out. Oh, I didn't even know they were on the back. They're cool. I like them too. Just get that whole thing out. Okay, so let's start with a heart. I'm going to use waterproof ink, of course. I wanted to see what those words were. I'm using Ranger Archival ink in jet black. My Tim Holtz words. Let's see what I want. How about, if not now, when? maybe I'll just do an alphabet font on this one. With a Dina Wakley face. So I'm thinking I don't want these all in the same color, but it has to be waterproof. So maybe I could do the letters in red geranium, and her in black. It's fun to just play and experiment. And one of my goals for the year is to spend more time playing and experimenting. I have things to do today. The bulk of my day has to be spent in non-creative work, like listing things in my shop and tidying my space, kind of getting some stuff organized again that got messed up. But I do want to spend some creative time today. And I don't know how these are going to look with spray on top of them, but we'll find out, won't we? Maybe for this one I'll use my lighter sprays. Okay, I think I'll spray these two and then decide if I should spray first and then stamp for the next one. We're just experimenting to see what works the best. So I'm going to use a brighter, darker color for these, for this one. I have peach. It's an orange, but oh, this one is sweet cherry. And carved pumpkin. I don't know. Let's just try. And then I might use a little bit of vintage photo. Let's try carved pumpkin first. I didn't even bring my splat box over. Sweet cherry. So this one is Heidi Swap. The pumpkin one was Tim Holtz. Maybe instead of peach, I will use, oh, let's try this Dilutions Lemon Zest. If I remember, this is really bright. Because Diane Reevely, you know, if you know her, she does bright. Now that looks nice. I'm not pressing all the way down. I'm trying to just get some. Oh, I think I'm gonna wait till they dry so it doesn't spread out like that. But I don't mind. I'll do a little bit more since I have some of it. Oh, that was a little more than I wanted, but that's okay. I can dilute some of that with some water. So this is just plain water here. So that's a fun tag. If I wanted a different color on top of these, I would dry this. I'm going to dry it a little bit right now. Because if I sprayed a green or a blue, it would just make a muddy mess. Okay, this, I used a lot of spray, so it's going to be damp for a little bit. But I think it works well doing the stamping before the spraying. I'm sure it would work well the other way too. So what colors do we want to put on this one? There's red ink on it. Wonder if I would like this one, polished jade. I'm gonna spray it on my paper just to see what the color looks like. Maybe. How about vibrant turquoise? They're kind of similar, but I like the blue better. Looks like the ink is kind of, looks like it resists the spray. Watering it down. Yeah, that's really pretty. I will add some other color to it after it dries. You know, if we don't like it, it's just a tag. I can get rid of it or cover it. This is, it's not spray, it's not ink, it's water. Pomegranate seed. I wonder why there's no, I don't know why I did that. Okay, so this one is amethyst. Let's try that. Oh no. Alright, I have some empty bottles. I'm going to go grab one and pour that in there because I want to try that color. Sorry, I had these out in my kitchen because I mixed up some more colors today, but these are ones I picked up at Walmart. Just when I would see them there, I would grab whatever they had because they didn't have them there that often, and now they're just not available anymore. So the ones I'm using for my food coloring, I ordered them online. I will link the food coloring and these bottles. I'll save this bottle so I remember to make the label, a new label to put on this so I know what it is. There is a way, I guess, you can sometimes unclog them, but I don't usually have a lot of success doing that. That's not what I wanted. Oh my gosh, I did the wrong one. And now this is full of that color. I wanted this one. You were probably yelling at me to stop. This has a little ball in there, so it must have some shimmer in it, and I can't get the ball out right now. I don't want to make a huge mess, which, you know, too late, but... Well, this better be good after all this. It's dark. Of course, wetting it will re-wet the teal color underneath too, but I do like the way they blend. I think that's nice. And I think when it's dry, you'll be able to see through it better. And now you can't even tell that that was red ink. That looks pretty. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe I'll try another tag and color it before I stamp it so I can see if that red would show up better. But for now, I like that tag. I like them both. What do you think? I'm having fun. I hope you are. All right, I wanted to do one with stamping before spraying. They're going to get messy on the backs of the tags. I don't care. So we've got orange, we've got the blue and purple. Let's try green. Did I mix up a green? This is yellow green. I just did this today, and it's going to be a lot paler than the other ones because this is the food coloring. Yeah, that's very pale. There's a little spot of blue that got on there somehow. This one is Heidi Swap Mint Green. That's fun. That was really wet. I sprayed a lot on there with the first one, and so that mint green just kind of went into the flow there. And this one is Dilutions Cut Grass. That sounds like a color that Tim Holtz would do. Not much of that. You know what I think would be fun would be just a little spritz of black, but I didn't mix up a black one. It would be very pale too if I used the food coloring, I think. So I might maybe, well, I'm going to stamp in black on it, so I might just edge the card with black. And I don't know if I want to add any other colors, but it looks like it's two halves there, so I want something to kind of join them together, if you know what I mean. So here's the mint green. This is just water. I'm going to put a little mustard seed on it. I just have to pick out a stamp for it. Let's see, these are some abstract ones. I like the bubbly one, but I think I'll go with this one today. Still feels a little damp. Then I'll check on the gessoed stamps or tags and see how they're doing. And I think for this one I would have another image, like a focal image, like maybe even this, but stamp it on something different and glue it on. Let's try that. We can do those gessoed ones in another video. Looking for a scrap piece of cardstock to stamp this on, or even paper. I used to have a whole bunch of scrap pieces over here for just this reason. Must have used them all. Wonder what that would look like. I think I'll use my craft paint, acrylic craft paint on the gessoed tags, so I think it'd be better to do that in a different video after I clean this mess up. So that could be on there like that. But I am going to work on getting those Valentines that I just got in a vintage scrapbook. I'm going to work on, I have them all out of the scrapbook and I have them divided up into packets. I just have to get them in the shop. Now I think I like it better like that. Yeah, much better like that. I'm not going to glue it yet because this tag is still pretty damp. But it might still need another focal point. We'll just have to see once we get this done, and I'll edge around the edge of the tag with black ink. But that's a fun tag. I like that. Okay, I'm going to look at the gesso tags. This one's dry. Thinking of doing that with some circles, concentric circles, and then painting them in different colors in a way that I can control it, not spray. Oh. Probably could have put them all together and stamped them all at once. This is fun. This little stamp, I've never used that one. It's not quite long enough. It makes a nice border around it. That really adds a nice touch to it. So the next step would be to put some acrylic paint on there. I want to make sure the ink is really dry, and I want to clean up this mess. So that will either be, and look at me, that will either be in a different video or I will show you the finished result. But let's look at what we've done so far here. I'm going to add some white splatters to this. And maybe some brown or black. I do have a little bit of splatter on that one, so I don't know, but I definitely want to lighten that up with some white splatters. I don't know if I have any white paint. I do. I'm gonna water down the paint. Don't need much. Where's my water? I'm just going to step out and grab a paintbrush that I think will work better for splattering. Thought I had, oh, I do have a splatter brush and it's right here. I keep it in here. Okay, I hope this doesn't ruin it. Let's try it. Those are kind of big splats. So I'll get rid of the big splats first. That's better. Don't really want the one on her eye though. I should have covered her face. But I guess they're okay where they are. It's blending right in, but it might create something there. Yeah, it's not staying white. I guess it's absorbing the color of the non-waterproof sprays behind it. But that's okay, I'll do something else. When I get my Signo pen, I'll draw around it, and I can probably do dots on it with the Signo pen too. So that's going to be it for this video. I had a lot of fun making this great big mess here. And I love these tags. I can't wait to see how this one looks with the paint on it. Tell me what you think about this project. And I will show you these tags once I have them complete. But this is as far as I got today. And I had so much fun. And so I hope to play like this more. I just don't like the mess. Tell me what you think. About your own creating. Do you mind getting messy in a small space? I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you have a creative play day today also. Bye!